Coming up on this week's news, Tampa's toll roads and bridges are under threat, as is the state of Florida, as Hurricane Milton hits this week. A storm of protest could emerge as officials hold hearings on a toll increase for the Delaware Memorial Bridge. And an early toll plan has emerged for the Interstate Bridge, being rebuilt over the Columbia River for Oregon and Washington. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's update of all that's coming down the pike. Only a week after Hurricane Helene ripped apart Florida's Panhandle and Big Bend region, the state is again enduring another massive tropical system. This time, Hurricane Milton will be rolling over the state through the week, with the size of this Gulf-side behemoth sparing few in the so-called Sunshine State. Toll roads in the Tampa area are under the greatest threat as Milton makes landfall as a projected Category 3 hurricane and right near the Tampa Bay area, where the Sunshine Skyway, the Selman Expressway, and State Road 589 are nearly directly in Milton's path. Meanwhile, driving Florida's Turnpike will become problematic this week as Milton crosses the peninsula, with excessive rain forecast across the region, gusty winds that will also impact higher-profile vehicles. As we are a weekly show, we encourage you to keep up to date by watching our roads conditions pages on our website, turnpikes.com, as well as keeping up to date with evacuations, watches, and warnings from hurricanes.gov. That is the official website for the National Hurricane Center. Much of the South, meanwhile, continues slogging through what is turning out to be a difficult recovery following the passing of Hurricane Helene. Well over 200 people have been killed by that hurricane, and several hundred more are still missing across several states, especially North Carolina, which had just opened a new toll road extension in the Raleigh area before the storm hit. Fortunately for North Carolina's Turnpike Authority and the people in Raleigh, the new Triangle Expressway extension was not directly impacted by Helene, unlike when Tropical Storm Debbie hit. That had delayed the opening while better erosion control mechanisms were put in place. As the week starts, about 140,000 customers remain without power across North Carolina, almost all of that concentrated in the western part of the state. Ohio's Department of Public Safety announced its director of the state's emergency management agency, Seema Merrick, has been awarded the 2024 Suitor Award by the National Emergency Management Association. NEMA's annual Suitor Award is given to individuals who make outstanding career contributions to all facets of emergency management, from preparedness through recovery. Merrick has been with the Ohio Department of Public Safety for 40 years and has been the director of Ohio's Emergency Management Agency since 2015. A storm of controversy could be at hand for the Delaware River and Bay Authority, which operates the Delaware Memorial Bridge. A planned toll hike is on tap for 2025 that will likely impact cash customers only. DERBA's executive director Thomas Cook told Delaware Public Media this past week the impetus behind the plan is to impel drivers to adopt cashless tolling, notably by getting a toll transponder like EasyPass, which is the primary toll network in Delaware and New Jersey. The bridge is, of course, part of the I-95 corridor, connecting the Delaware Turnpike to the New Jersey Turnpike and to I-295 in the Garden State. The first public hearing happens Tuesday, October 8th at 6:30 p.m. at the Vincent A. Julius Center on the Delaware side of the bridge. That's next to the bridge's toll plaza, by the way. The second happens Thursday, October 10th at 6:30 at the Salem Community College in Carneys Point Township. We'll follow up next week with the public sentiment from those hearings. From the In Case You Missed It file, a new interstate toll bridge is on tap for Mobile, Alabama, and it has come into focus as a state senator there has challenged the idea the state's Department of Transportation can limit passenger car tolls to only $2.50. Senator Greg Alberton represents portions of both Mobile and Baldwin counties, which would be impacted by the proposed Mobile River Bridge and Bayway project, which has been on and off the drawing boards for at least a decade. The most recent revival of the project came with the promise that tolls would be limited to only $2.50, but Senator Alberton told Fox 10 News in Mobile that may not be possible to hold rates that low. The senator is a member of the Alabama Toll Road, Bridge, and Tunnel Authority, which has passed a number of resolutions in the past week to help move that project forward. And finally this week, Oregon and Washington continue pushing forward on the new Interstate Bridge, a replacement for the old I-5 bridges over the Columbia River. An incipient toll plan has been adopted by a bi-state tolling committee. The initial tolls being considered would be based not only by the vehicle type, but by the time of day, with the lowest toll rates starting at $1.55 per crossing and going up to $3.20 per trip during peak travel hours. That is, of course, the passenger car rate. Truck rates could be up to 4 times higher. Construction of the bridge, which will replace those two older spans, is set to begin as early as the end of 2025. Coming up next week, time is counting down to the likely transfer of all TexTag accounts to the Harris County Toll Road Authority in Houston. We'll preview how that will impact drivers across Texas, and particularly those in the state's capital, Austin. Until then, please drive safely, remembering situational awareness as always. And as always, thank you once again for listening and watching. From all of us at the Turnpikes.com, the Turnpike Authority.